will start next week. He's been sentenced to 5 years for criminal conspiracy. One of Cuba's main opposition leaders, Jose Daniel Ferrer, has left the country for exile in the United States. Cuba says he left with members of his family. The Nobel Prize for Economics has been given to 3 professors for work explaining how technology has helped drive economic growth. It's gone to the American-Israeli Joel Mokyr and the French economist Philippe Aghion and the Canadian Peter Howitt. BBC News.
Sun is almost on top of me because it's October here in Southern Nevada, Las Vegas. Right now the October weather is just like as usual. Right now it's 85 Fahrenheit outside, and days are getting shorter and shorter because the hot summer is over by October. So outside it's 85 degrees, and I'll be driving this highway, and then when it ends, and then I'm gonna exit to I-11 and go from there. And I hope you enjoy the ride with me, and also let's enjoy the scenery. Let's go. They started a lot of construction along this 215 stretch in Henderson. Henderson is close to Las Vegas. They are neighbors, and the city of Henderson has a big population, and lots of housing was going on for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And as soon as they are done with the building, I mean the house, it's been sold right away. But lately it's getting a little slower because of the economy. And I heard that the housing prices are coming down a little. So on this exit, I'm going to take I-11 east toward Boulder City. And they just built the I-11 stretch, and then it continues to Arizona, and then it changes to I-95, I think, yeah, 95, and it goes all the way down to Phoenix. Takes about 4.5 hours from here, and it's a nice drive. not many traffic, and oh, this guy. This car, it's 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's got 6-cylinder, 3.6 liter engine. And lately, I think at the beginning of this year, this car is giving me a lot of engine light. So I was checking with the YouTube and started to replace the sensors, and I did most of them. I think I did more than 10 sensors around the engine this year. The only sensor that I haven't touched yet is the coolant sensor, and I have on the front screen there is a temperature reading from the coolant, so if you check it once in a while, I think it's okay. It's still good, so I didn't really replace it. But other than that, all other sensors I did replacement for the last 4 or 5 months, and still was giving me engine light, and it comes on and then stays on for a few days, and then all of a sudden one day it's gone, and then it come back on and stays on for another few days and go back. So I was checking, of course, YouTube all over the place. Why is this happening? The engine light and stuff. Of course, modern cars, they all dependent on the computer installed from the factory. If any one of the sensor around the engine read the resistance, most of the sensors they are resistance of the normal reading, they throw the engine light. So I thought that there's something is not right on this car, and it was losing power, of course, and it was eating more gas. Usually I get like 23, 24 on highway, miles per gallon on highway, but lately that mileage per gallon went down to 19. When I got it brand new, in about 10 years ago, of course I was getting 24. That's what on the that's what book says. 18 in city and 24 on highway. So I was getting like 19 miles per gallon on the highway. So I said, oh my, something is not right. So I changed the spark plug last year. It's only been a year since I replaced the spark plug. And also I replaced the ignition coil. And I think I got it at the Napa store back then. And spark plug, I used Denso, a brand name Denso. It's very popular and well-known Japanese company. Also, another thing that I did last year is I replaced the fuel injector too. And I was checking on YouTube that a lot of faked spark plug, faked ignition coil, and fake fuel injector are online these days, especially on Amazon and eBay. So every single, I mean not every single, but most of the parts that I got since last year or 2 years ago is from Amazon. And one guy was showing that what's the difference between the fake spark plug and the genuine spark plug. When he got the NGK brand, so he showed a lot of differences in the genuine part and then fake one. With normal eye, for a guy like me, if I don't compare side by side, I couldn't tell. They are so close. But if you compare it side by side, of course there are differences, but very, very subtle differences. That means this is just hard to tell. So I got spark plug from NGK this time, and then I decided to change the ignition coil. I got the NGK brand too. It's a very well-known brand, and a lot of brand new cars these days, they come with the NGK part when they bought brand new. So I decided to go for NGK brand for spark plug and ignition coil. Now, when it comes to fuel injector, since I decided to change it anyway, the one that I was driving, I replaced last year, and I got it from Amazon. And for a pack of 6, I think it cost me $60. Very, very cheap. But back then I thought, oh, they're mostly they are the same, you know. One guy was selling so cheap, and then the other guy, seller, was selling 70, 80, or 90, even $100. They all look the same to me. Of course, the brand is different, but I thought that they're all from the same factory, and then they marked as a different brand and then go through the Amazon. So this time I bought a Bosch brand. Quite expensive compared to the one that I paid last year. It cost me $50 each fuel injector, and that's about average price that you expect to pay. The original brand Mopar from Chrysler is a lot more money. I think it's about close to 90, or anyway, almost close to double the price of Bosch. Bosch is good too. So it has a very, very good review, and I checked all over the place. So I decided to buy the Bosch brand. So yesterday, on Sunday, I spent like half a day, and then I replaced the spark plug, ignition coil, both of them, they are NGK brand. They are Japanese brand that the spark plug is assembled in USA with the Japanese part. You know, that's very reliable then. And then ignition coil is made in Mexico. Of course, the NGK, they have a factory all over the world. So even though it's produced in Mexico, I bet that the quality is same as the one manufactured in Japan or any other country. The fuel injector, Bosch brand, is made in USA. So I bet that product is top quality, I guess. Since there are many fake product going on selling through Amazon and eBay, on the Bosch package fuel injector, there is a website that you can check the original, whether it's a fake or not. So I went their website. All 6 of them came out as a genuine, manufactured by Bosch in USA. So I spent, like I said, about half a day yesterday, and I did all the job and everything. To my surprise, this car engine, it runs like a brand new again. And I didn't know that the ignition coil, it's one of the most important part when it comes to engine performance. Of course, the spark plug too, but I think ignition coil does So this morning I drove from here to, I think I stopped by a UPS store, and then I went to Whole Foods to drop off the return package from Amazon. And to my surprise, I'm getting like 24 miles per gallon instead of 19. For the last year or something, more than a year, I was getting like below 20 miles per gallon of gas mileage. So this car gives me the reading of the MPG miles per gallon. So right now I'm reading that, and then of course I'm driving in highway, so 24.5 miles per gallon, which is very, very good mileage. So I'm very, very happy for what I did yesterday, and this car is hopefully runs good for another 4 or 5 years without having problems when it comes to engine performance. I had a rough idle, and then the RPM changes from when I stop at the red light, it fluctuates the RPM. Sometimes usually it's about between 600 and 700, but sometimes it goes up to 900. That means something's not right. So since I changed all the parts, ignition coil, spark plug, and fuel injector, all 3 of them, that taking care of that symptom. Right now it runs like super nice, quiet, it's got more power, and very, very smooth ride. And also, like I said, it gets a very, very, very good mileage, gas mileage right now. So I just passed Boulder City, and I'll be crossing a bridge soon. And then when you do that, it's in Arizona. So it's a desert landscape. There's no tree, no greenery. It's just pure desert, rock, mountain, but it's nice. Yeah, it's from October. The weather is so comfortable until sometime around April of next year. So for the next 6 months, I think it's the most comfortable weather in the whole US. More cloud is coming in, and it became even windier. The car shake a little from side to side. Came down to 82 degrees outside. Since I started, I think it was 85. In about 20 minutes, it came down to 82. And we are seeing more cloud. So we are just about to cross the bridge that connects Nevada and then Arizona. And on my left side, over the bridge, there's a Hoover Dam. From my height, I cannot even see it. Whoa, it's so windy here. This area is called the Black Canyon, and I think the reason why they built the Hoover Dam is the canyon is so narrow, so that it's easier to build a dam back in 1930. So here we see the Welcome to Arizona. You see the sign on the right hand side? The Grand Canyon State. The freeway, I think, is nice, but state of Nevada, they maintain a better condition of the highway. And Arizona, like if there's a crack or damage on the freeway, they don't do the maintenance. They just leave it until it gets really bad. Then they do it after that. See, it's very bumpy in Arizona. Of semis on this freeway, and then because this freeway is that connect between Las Vegas and the Phoenix area, so lots of semis and trucks. right? It's 84 outside and I'm driving 70 miles an hour. And I'm gonna read you the readout on my screen. The oil temperature is 197, of course Fahrenheit. And MPG, miles per gallon, right now, since I left the Whole Foods store about 30 minutes ago, I'm getting 25.3 miles per gallon, which is very, very, very good. Yeah. Like I said before, I was getting like 19 or something before I changed the parts yesterday. So let me read. Transmission temperature is 195. Tire pressure is 41, 41, 42, 40. All four of them it shows on my screen. And battery voltage is 14 volt, which is normal. That means the alternator is producing 14 volt. I checked the other day with my multimeter, and it's giving me, when the running engine is running, it's giving me 14.3. That means it's charging the battery properly, as well as it's supplying all the electrical need of this car. Oh, another thing that I want to mention to you is that since the ignition coil, of course it's an electronic part, as well as the spark plug, and also the the fuel injector, they all uses the 12 volts of power supply. Since I changed all the part, I'm getting the window goes up and down, faster. That means the whole power system is got better. I think there's more available power from the alternator since I changed the ignition coil, because when I removed the ignition coil yesterday, I thought I used only one brand, but there are two of them was Denso, which is really, really bad shape. And then four of them, I think I got it from Napa store, Napa brand. They're good brand. Napa brand is good. They are all over the state, and they make a good auto part. But they're not as good as NGK. So I learned that when it comes to auto part, do not buy. I'm not going to buy from Amazon. Never. So I found that the Rock Auto Part Store online, they have a very reliable source, and most or not all of them they sell from their store is genuine. Nothing is faked. And price wise, some of them they are even cheaper than Amazon. So Amazon, they have many sellers. They place their part at the Amazon warehouse, so we don't know who is the real seller is. That's the problem. So I decided not to buy from Amazon. Never again. Not very reliable. So it's better to spend a little more. Instead of spend maybe $30 at Amazon, spend $40, $45 from other source, and that's guaranteed quality. And instead of lasting only about a year, like the ignition coil, it lasts only a little more than a year. So the very first one, it lasted over 100,000 miles. Same thing for the spark plug, and that's the average lifespan. it might last longer, but that's when most people they replace their spark plug and the ignition coil and stuff like that. So I learned the hard lesson that the reason why I'm getting so many engine life on and off this year, since the I think it all started in March or April. So for the last 6 months, I was getting like, I was driving with the engine light on most of the time. And this car was due a smoke test until November. I mean, so I did it back in September. Of course, it failed. The first smoke test ever since I owned this car, I failed the smoke test. The reason why, I erased the engine light, but there is a permanent code that are registered on this computer this car's computer system. The Nevada, the DMV computer, it reads that that code. So I drove a few more days after the failure. Then I went to one of the mechanic in town, and he said, I mean, he's got better scanner. And then, oh yeah, you have only one reading from, you know, not malfunction, but off the normal chart. So you just go ahead and get the smoke test, and you're gonna pass this time. So I did, so I passed it right away. Anyway, I'm getting 24.9 miles per gallon, and on this stretch of highway there's a lot of hills going up, and of course when you go uphill you lose gas mileage. I'm driving 75 right now, and it's 84 degrees outside. This guy is driving a trailer, handmade. It's from Texas. Handmade from plywood and stuff like that. Wow. I better get away from